Hey again, this is Jennifer with NorthwestStamper.com, and today I'm back to share with you a fun birthday card that you can make for anyone in your life. Now, my sample that I'm going to show you today says look who's turning 5. I'm actually going to be changing it up the number when I do the one that we're doing in the video. But I wanted to share that just because mine says 5 or 8, this could be used for anyone. The example that I got my inspiration from said, look who's turning 1. Isn't that so adorable for a little baby girl? But I have shown this card and people have done it with look who's turning 18. You could say look who's turning 40 or 50. You could even do 100, all because what we're going to be using is a die cut to get out the numbers. So you can use whatever numbers you want. Now we're also going to be using today, just as a heads up, we're going to be using some of the retiring in colors. These are the in colors that came out in 2014. So 2016 is their retirement year. So April is when they go on the retirement list. That means that's when Stampin' Up! Stops manufacturing them. So these will no longer be manufactured after mid to late April. And then at that point, it's just whatever inventory they have. That's all that they will be selling. Typically the re-inkers to refill your pads as well as some of the cardstock typically goes really fast. The re-inkers usually sell out within the first few hours of being officially on the retirement list. So if you love any of these, I recommend get them now before you are in the mad dash and sad later. But let's make the card, because that's the fun part, right? So we are going to start with this Lost Lagoon card base. Now I've cut my card base to be 4 1/4 by 11. Makes it nice and easy. And then we're just going to fold it over and use our bone folder to get it nice and flat. You'll notice here that on mine, I've actually rounded the corners. That's really easy to do if you have a little corner punch. This is the Stampin' Up's Project Life corner rounder. And all you have to do is slide, make sure you're doing, the open ends. Slide it in so that it hits the guides. I usually will flip it over just to make sure that my corner is pointed straight down and is not twisted off to the side. Let me see if I can, I don't know if you can see that it can kind of move. So you want to make sure that it's straight down and you're pressing into the guides. But you can do both at the same time so you get an even curve. So with that, we have our base all done. Nice, easy peasy. And then we'll get started working on the rest of the card. Now, we'll start by making this look who's turning part. Now this, when I showed this to people, they said, oh, is that a pattern paper? No, it's your own custom pattern paper. That's what makes it extra cool. Now we're going to use this number of years stamp set. This is where my happy birthday is coming from and the look who's turning. You also have these numbers, which will match the dies that we're using in a minute. So you can do all kinds of great, cool custom things. But I love this again. So you can say happy 29th birthday again. So happy 21st birthday again. So it's a very fun, very sweet set. So I will just pull out my look who's turning here. Now, I am using Mossy Meadow for my sentiment. Now, I recommend stamp your sentiment first. Oh, and just so that you know, this is a 3.5 by 3.5 piece of white cardstock. So we are just, actually I lied. 3.5 by, this is a 3.5 by 3.5 very vanilla cardstock. That's what I meant. But I recommend stamping your sentiment first, because when you go to stamp your balloons, you'll want to avoid getting it on here. Now I feel like that might be a little low, so I'm going to flip it over and do it again. I just want to give myself plenty of space for my number, so I'm going to kind of do that up a little bit higher. There, look who's turning. So that's my Mossy Meadow, set it aside. Now we're going to switch stamp sets. We're going to go to one of my other favorites from the occasions, the Balloon Celebration. This is the one that has the matching Balloon Builder punch, but just makes it really fun. So we'll be going in here and grabbing the solid and the outline balloon. So I have my solid little balloon, my solid big balloon. Can you tell these are well loved? My outline for the little and outline for the big. So let me grab a few extra clear blocks and we will start stamping. Okay, so I'm ready to start stamping. Now I put a piece of scrap paper down because I'm going over the edge. I could stamp straight on my mat, but I'm just silly that way. So we are using Hello Honey and Lost Lagoon ink pads. So I started by grabbing the large balloon, solid balloon, ink it up with the Lost Lagoon. Oh, now I have this mat here, but what I do in classes and what I recommend you do is if you have the foam pads, these are the piercing mats, stick this underneath where you're stamping. You're just going to get a much better image when you go to, stamp your balloons. So I just came over and started stamping. You can see you get that better solid image when you're on the foam. And just do a few balloons here and there in the blue. And then I did a few little balloons in the honey. And then we go to the outlines. Now I switched it where the outlines I did the Hello Honey in with the large. Now if you do get any ink on the inside, I recommend wiping it off because it will show through. So just very gently with your outline and then stamp on here. And you can overlap with your balloons, and I think it looks super cute if you overlap them. So see, once again I was pressing really hard, getting a little crazy. So just sort of wipe out that inside, use a paper towel, use your finger, whatever floats your boat. So just do a few like that, and then grab the small outline in blue and do a few up here. You're just trying to make your own cute custom background of balloons. Now once you have that, we're going to grab a piece of vanilla scrap so that we can do one more balloon for the outside. Okay, so take a piece of vanilla scrap. We're going to take the solid blue large balloon, ink it up, and then stamp it onto our scrap paper. Now here's the cool part. It may be hard to see on here close up, but there's some speckles, and that's because they have these neat little extra pieces that just add so much dimension. So you see how you have that there? Now we're going to ink it up again with a speckle image. Because they're photopolymer, you can usually just look straight down, see what you're doing, and stamp. And it suddenly has a whole lot more cool dimension. So we can close up our ink pads. And I will clean these guys in a second. But for now, let's take him. And this is where having this balloon punch is so handy. You can cut it out by hand, or you can just line it up in here. Punch. And have your handy dandy balloon all ready to go. So we have one more piece that we need to get, and that is our numbers here. So what I'm doing is using the coordinating large number framelits. You can get this and that, this die and the number of your stamp set in a bundle and save 15% on both. But you can see it has all of the numbers, has a little banner, and it has a little tiny little pennant. So they do match. There's stamps in here that match those. There's also a couple stamp sets in the occasion catalog that also match them, which is great. I'm going to do the number 8 because I have a nephew who will be turning 8 this summer. So I thought this would make a great card for him. So all you have to do is grab your Big Shot and we'll cut him out. Okay, so I'm popping him out. We have our cute little number 8. And so let's start assembling this guy. So I'm going to take my piece here, going to glue it to a 3 double check. Okay, 3 5/8 by 3 5/8 piece of soft suede cardstock. I love that brown. It's such a great brown. And so they just layer nicely on here. And then I'm going to flip this over. So on this side here, this Look Who's Turning side, I'll add a strip here so that we can add this Sahara Sand lace trim. It's just super cute. And so I just want a little bit to peek out on there so it's not too girly. It's just a little bit of party favor fun. And then we'll set this here so we can kind of see how this is turning out. We're also going to take, well, I'll go with this next. So we're going to do this number 8. That's going to go on here. We'll glue that down. We have our balloon here. But I'm also going to use, this is another celebration item that we're able to get during celebration. It's this gold metallic tape. It just makes it a little bit easier. So all I did was take a piece and rip it off. Wanted it to be about as long as this. If it's a little bit shorter, that's okay, because it's going to be hidden by a balloon. So I just stuck it down a little bit so that it was where I wanted, push it down, and now we can start putting these pieces on. So once you put dimensionals on the back of your stamped piece and set it down, that'll give you a good base. Then I'm taking my die cut number and I am just adding, I cut 2 dimensionals in half and I am sticking them sort of haphazardly on here to give it something to hold on to to pop it up on the front. Because again, everything can always use a little bit of dimension. So we'll just stick our number, Look Who's Turning 8. And then I just threw my balloon straight on. I thought it just looked good on there flat because we had enough of these other pieces. So I just layered it over the corner here so that it would cover up anywhere where these didn't go quite as straight as I would have liked. And so for the very last piece, we just say happy birthday. So if you look on this numbered stamp set, they have happy. This threw me off at first. There's happy on one side because I saw happy anniversary and I thought, really? There's no birthday? There's birthday. So you have happy. I would just put it on your piece of paper like this for now. And then say birthday on here. So you can line them up exactly where you want them to be. So put them both on. And then grab your clear block and press down so that they stick. And now you can just go get your Mossy Meadow ink. Ink it up. And then stamp right there. And perfect. You have a cute little birthday card all ready to go. Has a little bit of glitz. Has a little bit of a fun custom background. And like I said, you could mix this up, make different colors, change it to make it perfect. If you have a kid whose favorite color is purple, grab the Blackberry Bliss and mix it with the Hello Honey and the Lost Lagoon because it's all one of those in colors. Or just grab any color in your arsenal that you absolutely love and you will be good to go. So I hope you enjoyed this and gave you another idea. I have all the supplies listed down below this video, so if you see anything you love, you know where to find it. If you have questions, leave me a comment or shoot me an email at jennifer@nwstamper.com. And don't forget to subscribe. I have the subscribe button over here, and you'll be able to see all the new videos that I have as they come out. So thanks for stopping by. Have a great day and happy stamping.